this is question number 1. How old was Kenny when he first played Counter-Strike?
Oh my god.
Was he 4, 6, or 8? All right, Twitch chat. Answer.
I should answer as well, right?
Yeah. Give us your calculations.
4. Let's say 4.
And why are you saying 4?
I don't know, because I start at 4 as well, I think. So maybe I'm right.
My boy.
Easy. But not very easy.
You called me a noob in 2016. In Columbus, it could
I
be a
remember
noob.
something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where did I call it?
It's not important, but what is important is that we saw you
I
after,
remember.
and
I remember our talk.
yeah,
Is-
we
is-
talked, and it was all good. And then after that, I liked him again.
It was literally being called a noob.
Yeah, he called me a noob.
Simple.
I actually don't remember why, and maybe it was just a joke. Maybe
Yeah,
Hello, I'm going to do that again. I'm literally going to do that again because why not? Shh, you didn't see me. Okay. Oh, hello. Welcome to the clinic. Fancy seeing you guys here. It's not like we had a full start to the show. This is absolute perfection. As you can see, my name is Frankie Ward. I am not perfection, but I'm very excited to be with you right now because it's time for our last episode of this series of the clinic. And if it's your first time watching the show, I want to explain what it's all about. This is essentially a 2-hour hangout with some of the best players in CS, some of my favourite people. Blast hooked me up, which I'm very grateful to them for. And essentially the whole idea of the show is no one should be on their own right now. We are in a period of weirdness and social isolation. So we want to keep you company. So this show is about the players, but it's also about you. So if you want to hang out, if you want to ask any questions, maybe you've got a dilemma you want us to help you with, then put that in Twitch chat and the lovely team at Blast will pick it up. But right now, I want to get to know our guests because they are the lovely Plopski and Nawwk from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Hello boys, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello. Everything's
fine.
good.
Everything's good?
How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you very much. Now, Tim, you're basically your mouth is currently covered by your name. we spent a little bit of time trying to get the camera. That is perfect. Can you see yourself? Can you see what I mean? There we go.
That's better?
That's absolutely perfect. We've got it. Nice. Bingo. Boys, how are you doing? Plopski, what's going on? You've got someone dabbing in the background on your windowsill.
Everyone says this, but no, it's actually like a Poseidon statue, the Greek god. I got it in Greece some years ago.
So it's not a trophy. It's actually
he's
the Greek god
his spear.
Ah, and are you half Greek?
Yes.
That's so cool. Your mum's side, your dad's side?
Mom's side.
Mom's side.
My dad's from Greece and my dad is from Spain.
Okay, so you're quarter Swedish, quarter Spanish, and then half Greek.
Half Greek, yeah.
How many languages can you speak?
English and Swedish, a little bit of Spanish, but not like I can't speak any Greek at all.
Okay, speak some Spanish for us. Teach us a phrase that might be useful in Counter-Strike.
Okay, I'm not that good at Spanish, to be honest.
I put him on a spot.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm not that good at Spanish, I'm not gonna lie.
All I can do in Spanish is stuff I learnt from Monkey Island, which isn't even accurate, and stuff from songs. No me gusta caminar. No cuente monte la caballo.
Yeah, I mean,
There we go. I think that means no, I don't like to dance. No, I can't ride a horse. But I'm not sure. Could you understand that?
like I understood everything except the camel. I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've got that wrong. Nawwk, what about yourself? What languages can you speak?
English and Swedish, pretty much. I learned a little bit of German in school. That's it. But I pretty much suck at it, so I gave up on it.
Well, you're both so good at English and you're so young. And this is a thing with Swedish players that I've noticed. Like, I play with a 12-year-old. He's really, really good when I'm streaming. He's called Cotton, and his English is perfect. And I don't understand how you guys are fluent at such a young age. Do you?
Yeah.
We start
How?
early in school.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
start like
English.
instantly almost.
Yeah. Do you ever have
Third grade.
lessons in English when you're learning in Sweden?
What did you say?
Do you ever do other subjects in English to help you learn?
No, not really. No.
If you just speak, you can just literally English lessons and you're there.
I mean, we just learn it in like first grade, maybe,
Yeah.
almost at least.
Yeah.
And we learn it.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
so
up to-
jealous.
Until we go out of school, we just have English.
Yeah. That's super cool. Sorry, I'm just geeking out now on everything that isn't CS language, it turns out. And I just want to turn my attention to our chat just to see and to say hello. Bacon says, give us a wave. Hello, I see you, Bacon. I know you quite well. Do I need to work out right now or what, says Andrew? You can if you'd like, but you definitely don't have to. But I believe that James Banks is back on Wednesday at 10 a.m. CST. So if you want to work out with James Banks, you can. And you can even share your photos on the internet. So boys, how are things in quarantine, Nawwk? Do things feel different from your regular practice?
I mean, it's pretty calm. It's not much to do. Just staying home. It's the usual practice, I would say, online. It's not much of a difference. Yeah, everything is going smooth so far.
And who do you live with, Tim?
My mom.
Your mum. Is she a Counter-Strike fan? Does she watch your matches?
Not really. She doesn't really understand the game, but she cheers for me, even if she doesn't really know what she's cheering for.
Has she met Plopski's parents?
Yeah.
So
They haven't talked that much though, but a little bit.
it sounds like Valentin, Plopski's dad, needs to teach your mum about Counter-Strike because he comes to all the games. So maybe you should create like some kind of hangout for the parents next time you're all at the same event.
Yeah, we need the whole NIP family.
Yeah. You need the NIP parents, the NIP mums.
Yeah.
And you like I'm just picturing these mums now with like jerseys that say Ninja Mums on the back.
My mom's actually got one that says Momski.
That's really cute. Does your brother have one that says Broski?
No, he doesn't. Sadly, I didn't think of that actually.
Well, there you go. That you can have that idea for free, Nico. How old is your brother? Because I know that he started playing Counter-Strike before you.
Yeah, he's 23.
Oh, okay. So he's just a little bit older than Nawwk is now. Is he still playing Counter-Strike?
Yeah, we played with him, me and Nawwk, like some days ago. He doesn't play that much, but he plays sometimes.
Okay.
But he plays like he's just like an all-around gamer playing everything.
What rank is he?
Oof, I don't know. Actually, I think it's Legendary Eagle Master.
Yeah. Legend. Okay. Well, that's not bad at all. Tabs in chat says, I have a question for Tim and Nico. What is their favourite snack before an important match? Please answer. I'm such a big fan. Okay, Tim, I'm coming to you first. What are you eating before you play matches?
A bowl of fruit is pretty good.
Okay.
I
A
like
whole bowl.
Oh, I don't know, like a fruit salad, a small little bowl. I don't know.
Fine. Is there anything that doesn't belong in a fruit salad, in your opinion?
Oh, no, not really. I can eat everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Really? Because melon, for me, can get in the sea.
I mean, it depends on what melon it is.
Your watermelon over honeydew.
I would say Honeymelon is really good.
Honeymelon. Okay, right. We can't be friends anymore. Right. And then there was one. I believe there may be one other question. Okay. Official Squitzy says, "Are the boys looking forward to the minor?" Go on, Nico. How are you feeling about Road to Rio?
I'm very much looking forward to the minor. It's been like 2 weeks now since we played our last official, so I'm just like really looking forward to play an official game again. We've practiced a lot, and yeah, we're ready for the minor.
Oh, well, let's talk about your last officials then. ESL Pro League. It was very, very tight competition across the board. But first of all, what was it like to beat Astralis in the opening series?
I mean, it felt really good. Like I think the Astralis game gave us the push to like know we could just win against every other team that was in our league. I mean, group. So it was really nice, and I read somewhere that it was the first time NIP beat them in like 3 years. In a best of 3. So I mean, even though it was online, it felt really good.
Yeah, great feeling.
Yeah, and I'm wondering about one thing though with EPL. Obviously, you won your first 3 games, and then unfortunately you lost your next 3, and we said goodbye to you in the first group stage. I suppose a trend to me seems to be that with you guys, if NIP loses control during a match, it seems that you can't regain it. That seems to be the thing that's holding you back. Why do you think that is, Nawwk?
I don't really know. Like, we've got a lot of work now. We're working with a mental coach and a communication coach, so we're trying to fix all the problems. Yeah. Yeah,
but what communication issues? Yeah. What were the communication issues, Plopski? Because you're not an international roster. You're all Swedish. Yeah, you're all on the same page in that sense.
Yeah, it's just like when we're getting like losing many rounds in a row, like it's like people turn a little bit quiet. Like we don't speak as much as we usually do when we're like let's say 7-0 in the lead or something. Then everyone is really like hyped up and communicating very good. But if we like lose some rounds, then people don't communicate as much as people would like everyone to do, and just like it's not as hyped up, and yeah, like communication is really important in this game, so it always needs to be at the top.
Do you think you're missing a hype man at the moment? Because you've all got the skills, you have firepower.
I don't think we're missing a hype man. I think like everyone is slowly working on like being the hype man as well, and I think it's worked out pretty good. Like just in practice, it's been great, and yeah, I think it's gonna be overall really good.
No, I watched a video with you where you were answering fan questions on the NIP YouTube. I think it only came out yesterday, and you mentioned that Twist makes the most noises when you're playing. Yeah. One thing I was slightly disappointed with, I hope we can rectify this right now, is you didn't actually show us what those noises sound like.
I don't know if I can do that. It's only the original Twist sounds. Like it can be such a weird noises. Like it's making a large like or like it's really weird sounds. I think Plopski can agree.
Plopski, yeah. Can you give us an impression of Twist, please?
I mean, it's hard to give us to recreate what Twist is doing. It's like his thing, but it's just basically like some sounds, some weird sounds. Like it could be like anywhere in the middle of the round, beginning of the round, the end of the round.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It kind of sounded to me like it's a lot of heavy breathing, like when you've gone for a run and you answer the phone and you're like.
Sometimes it's that. It's a little bit of everything. There's so many noises he makes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna. Sorry?
He's the noise man.
He's the noise man. So he could be the hype man then. It's interesting. You are definitely one of the quieter teams, whereas if you look at Liquid when they're playing on a LAN, you always got Stewie, and he's the one screaming at Nifty to take attack and interrupting my interviews and the likes of things. So maybe one day we'll see one of you boys jump on a desk. I want to see that happen. One day. Start doing some squats, like working yourselves up to it. We've got to talk about Vertigo, boys, because NIP Vertigo is now, I feel like your signature map. It's the one that Threat said at the beginning of the year, your coach, that you were feeling the strongest on. So I know Overpass as well is a big one for you guys. what do you make of the changes that have come to Vertigo? Because I just played it with bots to see it, and it's like B is completely changed. It feels.
Yeah, as a B player, it feels pretty weird because like as a CT there isn't really many spots to hide anymore or like play around. So I feel like it's more now about getting the control early as CT, like getting the B control early. And as T, I think it's like almost like to the opposite of what it was before. I mean, like we would usually take B lobby early, or yeah, now it's just like a little bit different as T, because they removed like this whole other route or whatever it was.
Yeah, Nawwk, what do you think of the change to window on the B site?
Ooh, I mean, we haven't really practiced that much yet, but I kind of like the change. I thought the Vertigo was getting a little bit boring before, but I feel like mid is much more important now, so I feel it's gonna become much more competitive map in the middle area.
And Nawwk, whereabouts? Remind us of where you're playing at the moment as CT on Vertigo.
I'm playing A side, so not much have changed.
Basically, the scaffolders, that position's kind of widened as you come around the corner from the scaffold. Could you see people entering behind the scaffold from sandbags before?
What is scaffolding?
I don't know what you call it. I'm so rubbish with the call-outs on Vertigo.
Yellow piece,
yeah,
like
the
the
yellow
yellow
bit.
wall?
Yeah. Because I went to the sandbags position and I couldn't remember being able to see so much of that area from that angle, if that makes sense. I sound like such a noob, I apologise.
I haven't really noticed anything there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think much have changed there. I'm not sure though, but I don't think so.
Okay. So basically, you're not sure how it's going to affect you until you get into practice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And Plopski, as someone who was working with Pitter, what impact has Threat had on the team since coming in as coach? Because you've had a bit more time to work with him now.
I mean, both coaches are really good. Like Pita and Björn are like really good. I'm good friends with Pita as well. But yeah, Björn, when he came in, when he first joined us, Pita was still in the team. So we had both Pita and Björn. And Björn was basically working, I mean, Threat was basically working with like the strategical side. And that's also what he's like doing now as well. Like he's really good at strategies, like amazingly good. Always comes up with some insane nades that I've never seen before, and strategies that it's just like really good. And I think it's good for us because it's gets like we're getting harder to read for other teams. Like they don't know exactly what we're doing because we always have like something new. So I think I mean it's worked out pretty good, I would say.
Do you miss Pitter though? I don't mean as a coach, but I know that you two got on really well. Like I remember when we went skydiving together in Bahrain as well.
Yeah.
And I got on really well with Pitter as well, personally.
Yeah, of course I miss Peter. He was I mean he's a really good friend of mine, I would say. And yeah, he was really fun to talk to as well.
Yeah. So you keep in touch?
Yeah, we actually played me and Nawwk played against him on like a gather 5 against 5 friends. Played against him like a week ago, I think.
Did you win?
Yes.
Okay. I suppose the two of you against Pitter and friends, it's probably not a very fair fight, is it?
It was a close match, but I mean it was just like fun to play against each other.
Absolutely. Now I want to, before we move on to talking about Road to Rio, because there's a few people in chat who are asking some questions about that. Max No Limits, I see that, and that's a great question. We're going to ask that in a moment. I do want to ask about, one, how is Nawwk actually pronounced? Is it Nawwk? How do we say this?
Yeah, it's like Nawwk. It's like,
Nawwk.
like that.
Nawwk. Okay.
Yeah, Nawwk.
So I'm saying it okay. I'm not insulting you, Tim.
No.
No.
Everything's good.
You've got quite a British sounding name, so if I get stuck, I could just call you Tim, right? Nawwk. Brilliant.
Nawwk.
Okay. Good. Is that God? Good. I'm glad. Were you two friends before you played in Existence back in 2018?
I think I mean
Yeah, we weren't
we
really.
were friends, but we were like friends, but it's not like we played with each other that much.
We had mutual friends.
Yeah, exactly. And then like it just ended up yeah, we just started playing. Like before Existence Galaxy and all that, like we played against each other like a long time ago. We used to play against each other on Face It, like my 5-stack against his 5-stack. We were playing against each other. Yeah. So I knew who he was, but I didn't really talk to him. And then when the Swedish Pro League started up on Face It, that's like basically where I got it. Where I started to talk to him and play with him. And then we created the Existence Galaxy.
Did you think you would like each other from those initial matches against each other?
The first time I met
I've
Plopski,
heard some stories.
first time I met Plopski, I actually insulted him in game. I'm sorry, Nico.
It's fine.
Did you call him a noob?
I
Something
actually
like
did.
that.
And how did you respond to that, Plopski?
I mean, I'm not like a trash talker, so I don't remember what I said, if I said something back but I usually don't respond to people.
I think
like,
he just did
writing
like
stuff.
a question mark or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was just like,
Nawwk,
what is he talking about?
What's the most trashy thing that Plopski's ever said?
Oh, I don't know if I want to reveal this live, but he said some things sometimes. But overall, he's a really nice guy. It takes.
Oh.
He has to be like really, really, usually sleepy for him to get like tilted in game, something like that.
So
Otherwise, it's okay.
rather than getting hangry, which is like hungry, angry, you get sleep angry.
Yeah, I got sangry.
Once it's past your bedtime.
What did you say?
Once it's past your bedtime, Plopski.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Maybe I get a like bad sleep, bad day of sleep, or just like sometimes hard.
That's good. That's good to know. I'm just having a quick check of people in chat. I am not toxic, says smiley face. Toxic. You're clearly not. But I do have a photo of the two of you guys in Existence Galaxy. I wish that I'd zoomed in here in Photoshop, because I love that Plopski looks absolutely delighted to be there, and then Nawwk is just like, oh, I'm so cool right now. I'm not even wearing shoes. Look at those socks. Look at those socks.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed that they're matching though.
It was a good outfit.
Yeah, that's I don't even know where you got that picture from, but that's a good picture.
Obviously I got him from my source of all of Plopski and Nawwk knowledge, which is Plopski's dad.
Oh, okay.
So I just said, have you got any pictures of these two together? And he was like, give me a moment. And then of course the picture came. Exactly. It's lovely. I do want to ask Nawwk, how did you feel when Plopski left you for NIP?
No, we weren't.
I mean,
together. He left
I left
me actually.
You left first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left me actually, and
Why
I
did you
remember I
leave
was pretty
him,
sad,
Nawwk? Why
to be
did you
honest.
leave him?
I don't know, man. It's I don't know how to answer this question. It was a mistake.
You went off to Gamer Legion.
Yeah.
Plopski, what was that like for you? Do you want to share with the group? This is the clinic. You're allowed to.
Yeah, it was hard times. I'm not gonna lie. I remember like I got left out by a brother. Yeah, it was tough.
Did you? Were you tempted to stop Nawwk from joining the ninjas? You're like, we don't need this guy. He's left me before. I'm not gonna let him leave me again.
I was like, no, everyone but this guy.
How did you really feel when Tim rejoined you?
I mean, of course, I was really happy. Me and Tim are great friends. Like, even though we weren't playing in the same teams, we play like every day, and we still do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine that's probably affected the whole team as well, having you guys on there with this really nice bond. Nawwk, do you think that your relationship with Plopski meant that you settled into the team quicker than you might have without him?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. But like everyone in the team is like a nice guy. I don't have problem with anyone, or everyone is just everyone fits so perfectly together.
Yeah.
We have
absolutely.
a really good team chemistry.
You do have like just genuinely really, really nice players. on NIP. And of course, you're always going to be asked about NIP's legacy, given that they are the most, alongside Fnatic, the most iconic team really in Sweden, and they're actually a Swedish brand as well. Was anything different to what you expected when you joined NIP, Plopski?
No, I mean, joining NIP was a dream of mine for a long time, and when I finally joined NIP, it was just like, it didn't feel like for real first. I was like, I remember the first day I was I woke up to the practice. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna join their TeamSpeak now and talk to them. And I remember I joined, and I was like, everyone was so nice to me, like talking, and I was just like this shy little guy, like I didn't know what to say. But yeah, it was like, yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And I love this game, so just amazing to have this as a job.
Nawwk, do you remember Plopski telling you that he was joining? Because I imagine you're one of the first people he told.
No, I actually don't think he told me.
No, I didn't tell anyone actually.
No, he didn't.
I was pretty good at hiding it.
We were actually away for both. Were away at the LAN, I think.
Yeah.
We were in DreamHack, and I was in Poland somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm getting some more. I'm just getting some more questions in in chat right now, guys. I'm gonna come to your questions very, very soon. Sorry, I can appreciate you sending those in. We're gonna get to those really soon. Plopski, you mentioned being shy. I can see since I first met you, you're already coming out of your shell, which is awesome. You have such an explosive playstyle though, that must require some confidence. Like, where does that come from?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. It's just like I'm really confident like in the game. Just like when I'm outside of the game, I'm like a little bit shy, and yeah, I'm trying to work on that as well, because I want to do like more interviews and stuff like that to become less shy. I mean, I've done some interviews with you, and I would say I was pretty shy there. Like, I don't usually. Sometimes I don't know what to say, and yeah, it's just like stuff like that I'm trying to work on.
Mm-hmm. But we can totally work on that, and I can go over what we're going to discuss and things like that before we do our next interview, if that makes things easier for you. Because with interviews, I don't often give questions in advance unless someone's not confident with English or it's an exit interview, because those are like, exit interviews are the hardest interviews I think for the player and for myself as well. But I think you were very brave standing up there on the stage in Malmo before the game.
Yeah, that's like one interview I'm thinking of right now. Is like the live interviews is just like so awkward sometimes, because I would say something wrong. It's like, yeah, I can't change that because it was live, so just have to go with it.
Plopski,
yeah.
How do you think I feel when I get stuff wrong? And it happens all the time. But as you've just said, it's live, and so that's the great thing. Like, you just have to remember it's live. These things happen. You can say anything, and you know what? Sometimes people will remember it, and sometimes people won't. And all I can say to you is own it, and don't call Twist Stewie, and then you'll be absolutely fine. That's all you need to know about doing live interviews, Plopski. Nawwk, we haven't done any live interviews on the sidelines yet. So we're gonna do some. Are you worried about doing live interviews? Are you happy?
Not really. It's getting better.
Yeah. Okay.
I've done like few now, but yeah.
You've done some interviews with Banks at Blast London.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a lot nicer than I am, so you're just warming up to me.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm gonna stop talking about myself now. I want to ask you, Nawwk, as an AWPer, are you slightly disappointed that Dust 2 isn't currently in the NIP map pool?
I mean, a little bit. Me and Twist are like the only ones who like Dust 2. Everyone else hates it.
So the two Warpers love Dust 2.
I hate Dust 2.
Hopefully one day we can play it, but until then I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah. Why don't you just stage a coup with Twist?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah. I would like to see that happen. Plopski, why don't you like Dust 2?
I just think it's like a boring map overall. Like, it's just like as CT and I'm like a B player. It's just like I could die 2 seconds into a round because I have to cross towards B site, and like get shot through the wall with an AWP from T-spawn, and it's like just like a boring map. It's like nothing I could affect. Like yeah, they could just have a random shot kill me through like the wall, and yeah, the round is over for me. Like I don't know, it's just not a fun map overall. I would say bring back Cobble. Much more of a fun map.
You bring back Cobble, Nawwk?
Yeah, Cobble is fun. I love Cobble.
You don't look so happy, Frank.
I don't like Cobble. I don't like playing Cobble. Actually, to be fair, you're absolutely right. We should bring back Cobble because I think it's a really great map to watch.
Have you played the old Cobble? Because I imagine you playing the new Cobble. And
I played the new Cobble. Yeah, the new Cobble sucks.
The new Cobble sucks.
Yeah.
The old Cobble was...
Okay. So basically, you would like Cobble in the competitive map pool, but only if it's the old version that Astralis hated.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it.
I don't know.
I'm going to take a quick look at the questions from chat now because people have sent some really good one. I quite like this one. This is not Counter-Strike related, but I like it. Do you have any advice on how not to push your math homework to the last possible second, boys?
Well, I don't have anything to say because I did the exact same thing when I was in school.
Yeah, same for me.
Or I didn't do homework. Like maybe before the class started, but other than that, I was not a school guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, luckily you're pretty darn good at Counter-Strike. I will give you some advice, Cecile, in terms of not pushing your maths homework to the last possible second. I think you have to apply it to all homework. Well, okay, so you might consider me to be a massive geek, but I would do my homework on the night it was set. And the reason I do that is because once it's out of the way, I could get back on and play video games. So yeah. I knew I had this like target in my mind, which was, right, once I've done this, then I can finish Final Fantasy X. Yeah, I'm that guy. Or, you know, nowadays, now I can play Counter-Strike. So when I'm preparing this show, for example, I'm like, okay, once I've got the show done, once I've got all my Photoshop done, I can then jump on Counter-Strike and I can look at new Vertigo. So that's literally what I did today. It was like, right, okay, once the show's done, then I can do this. So that is my advice to you. It doesn't change as you become a grown-up. It's literally the same. Just put your reward, put it in sight and go, right, once I've done this, I'm free to do that as much as I want. We've got some more questions for you guys. I am not toxic says, hey Frankie, can you ask Plopski what does he think about the Krieg nerf? We know the ninjas are huge SG users. I think something like you played, I think, more than any of the other teams in ESL Pro League. So Plopski, what's it like to be you right now, knowing that the Krieg is crap, to be honest?
I would say I'm happy because I played the Krieg because it was really OP, and I mean everyone was good with it, but like now when it's shit, it just like feels good because I like the AK more. Like I didn't think it was fun to play the Krieg, but like it's basically you have to play it because it's OP. So like now when going back to the AK, it feels good. It feels right. It feels like CS.
Nawwk, you must be really happy because now suddenly people aren't necessarily going to be sniping you with a non-sniper rifle.
I'm really happy. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I hated that weapon.
Yeah.
So boring to play against.
Yeah. I think it was sometimes hard to watch matches in a way because the variety sort of, I felt like it wasn't there towards the end of the last season because it was just, oh, okay, right, well, T's have got Kriegs. Oh, CT's got Kriegs now. Okay, right, well.
Yeah. Exactly.
CT half. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it as well. GoCool98 says, who is a better AWPer, Nawwk or Twist, Plopski?
Wow, they really had to put me on spot like that. Really
no pressure. No pressure.
No pressure?
Yeah, no pressure.
Okay. Wait. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say Twist because Twist is playing the most op in the team right now.
Nawwk, how do you feel about that?
Nawwk is transitioning into a rifler.
Yeah, I'm not really playing that much op anymore, so.
Okay.
It's a reasonable answer.
How do you feel about that then, Nawwk?
No, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm learning my new roles and it's getting better every day, so.
Okay, so basically at Road to Rio we're going to see even more rifle. Are there any maps where you're still going to retain a primary AWP role?
Yeah, there are some maps. Some maps.
What maps?
Train, I would say. Train.
Are we going to see you guys playing Train?
I don't know that, but I played up on Train.
Okay, because that's not necessarily the map that you're playing a lot of at the moment.
No, we don't really play it that much, I would say, but yeah. I play up there at least, yeah.
Okay, so potentially if you know, in the very unlikely occasion that it might pop up, say against Vitality, then we'd see you AWPing, but because I mean Vitality could do a surprise pick of it against you guys, and then you're up against Iwu.
Maybe you'll see me up. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll just get my popcorn. So Plopski, when are we going to see you AWP?
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully
just
never.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're. I mean, Plopski, I'll just give you a UMP and tell you to go out and frag. To be honest, I think you're fine with any weapon. And we've got Bully would like to know how would you describe your teammates? Nawwk, I'll come to you first.
Explain my teammates.
How would you describe them?
Okay, let's start with the twist. It's pretty funny. How I'm gonna let's explain them in one word. I think that's easier. Okay, so Simon is funny. Res is very calm. Plopski, I don't know. He's he's a good player, I guess. I don't know. No, but he's everything. Lecro, he's also pretty calm and smart. I give him that.
Okay. So, I'll try to not say the same things that he said then. So, Twist is... I mean, he's funny in a way that he could get mad sometimes. So it's like, sometimes he could get mad and it just like turns into us laughing because like, he's just like gets mad and then everyone starts laughing. So he's like, yeah, he's fun and gets mad sometimes. Lecro, he has a cute cat. I would give him that.
Lecro has a cute cat. That doesn't count as his personality, guys.
Okay, I'll give him I mean, Lecro is funny. He has like some good jokes. Res, like insane, skillful player when it comes to the aiming as well. And Nawwk. What about Nawwk? No, but Nawwk is actually Nawwk is. What is Nawwk? He's kind of like a mysterious man, huh?
Yeah.
No, but Nawwk is very fun.
Yeah.
Very good guy to talk to.
Thanks, man.
It's weird being put on the spot, I imagine. So Road to Rio is coming up this week in your European group. In the it's basically European minor in a way, even though you got through a minor. It's a bit weird. Got through to the minor, but it's not called that. But it kind of, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So in your group, you've got Astralis, Complexity, Dignitas. You've got Ents, Fnatic, Heretics, NIP, and Vitality. Now, the obvious question has come from Max No Limits, which doesn't mean that it's not a good question, okay? And I'm scrolling through chat and I'm just trying to find it right now because so Max No Limits says, guess you've already talked about the Dignitas NIP match that's coming up. No, we haven't. This is the point where we're going to talk about it. Max No Limit says the game will pretty much be the Legends versus the New Boys. So come on then. What are your thoughts going into this match at Plopski?
It's gonna be a fun and exciting match. It's always fun to play against like older teammates that I've played with. I mean, I've only played with Forrest and Get Red, but it's still like my older teammates. So yeah, I mean, always fun to play against that, and it's gonna be a good match. I think everyone likes to watch that game.
Nawwk?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's like any other match. It's not gonna be like a specific that I think about, but it's gonna be a fun match for sure.
Do you ever read though what people post on Reddit, for example, or on social media? Because you know that people are really keen to see this match happen, and there's going to be a lot of comments about it before the match happens, during it, and afterwards as well. So do you ever actually read any of that stuff, Nawwk?
I mean, I read some stuff sometimes. It's good and bad, I would say. Sometimes people can be pretty mean on the internet, but I just usually see it as a joke. It's fun to read stuff sometimes.
And Plopski, do you think you'll speak to Forrest and to Get Right before that match? Do you still speak to them now?
I don't speak to them that often. Sometimes Forrest, but it's been a while since then. But I still think of them as great friends.
Was it strange for you when Forrest left?
I mean, yeah, he had a like huge impact in our team. Like he was a really good player, of course, but also outside of the game, he's a really fun guy. Like always brings the team spirit up, and yeah, it's definitely been a little bit different, but we're coming back to it.
Absolutely. Lingen CSGO says, remember casting Nawwk when he played for Gamer Legion? He won a 1v3 or on Barrage B site with a Deagle in WESG. So I think you've got a fan in chat. I imagine Lingen is a fan of you, Tim. How could he not be? Do you remember WESG and that moment he's describing?
Not true. What team was it against? Did you say
so
that?
This was, well, you were with Gamer Legion. This was at WESG, but he actually doesn't say which team it was. Lingen, we need some more information, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just having a quick look. You know what, guys? I'm loving these questions, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the Blast team to keep some more of these questions. I like that we're asking them now. We're going to ask a whole bunch at the end of the show as well. But we've got to get to the point where we do the quiz on the show, because I'm going to have lots of questions about your answers there too. But one more thing about Vertigo, because it's starting. I believe you start on Wednesday with your match against Vitality. So you played them at EPL. They also had a difficult time as well. They beat you on Vertigo 16-14. Obviously, that map is going to be very different now, and on Nuke as well. Yeah, you're unlikely to be playing Train against them, but we're probably going to see a Vertigo rematch. How are you going to beat Vitality on Vertigo if it happens? Because the last 2 times you played them on it, they have beaten you.
I mean, they've basically changed like half of the map, so it's gonna be a new. I think it's gonna be new for both of the teams. Playing probably the first official game maybe on Vertigo. We don't know yet, but I mean, we'll just play our game, and yeah, hopefully win in the end.
Nawwk, how do you find playing against Vitality?
I think it's a good matchup. I feel like last time we should have won at least one of the times. I feel like we kinda were a bit unlucky some rounds. Not to sound too cocky, but I feel like we kinda deserved to win that map at least. So yeah, I'm looking forward to third time's the charm, right? So let's see.
Yeah, it feels like we're playing them every tournament now. So
yeah.
Do you have
Always
fun when you
fun.
play them?
Yeah, it's always fun to play them.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Hugo XD says, oh my god, hello Nawwk and Plopski, my favourite players of all time. Hey from Hugo XD. And Roger That 74 says, Plopski lives in darkness.
Yeah, I turned up the light a little bit. I don't know if it's better, but
No, it's fine. I like that. I like the idea of you no, I don't like the idea of you living in darkness. That sounds so bad. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've discussed a few things. So before we go into our quiz about you guys, I'm going to ask you a few quick fire questions, okay? And I need you both to answer. But to make things easier, I'm just going to get Plopski to answer first and Nawwk to answer second, okay? Right. CZ or Tech
Okay.
9?
Tech 9 as T. Wait, what did you say?
CZ or Tech 9?
Okay, Tech 9.
Nawwk.
Tech 9.
Warzone or Valorant?
What did you say first?
Warzone or Valorant?
Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone for sure.
Zywoo or Simple?
Simple.
Simple.
Who is the true king of banana? Give me a name.
Freiburg.
Freiburg?
Still Freiburg. Swedish or Spanish or Greek food?
Spanish food.
Yeah, I'm going for Spanish as well.
You're wrong, it's Greek. Fnatic or Dignitas?
Dignitas.
Dignitas.
Interesting. Astralis or Navi?
Astralis.
Yeah, Astralis.
Okay. Malmo or Stockholm?
Malmo.
Malmo. I live in Malmo.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so can't
Yeah.
answer anything else.
Are you?
We almost live there as well.
Do you speak Skåne?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
we
both
both do.
there. Yeah.
You're not true Swedes.
Yeah, no.
No, we're half Danish actually.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. Cobblestone or Cash?
Cobblestone.
Cobble.
And finally, should Anubis be a competitive map?
I would really like that to happen actually. It's always fun with changes. So
I
yeah.
haven't played it, but yeah.
Yeah,
why
I
not?
haven't played it either, but it looks cool.
That's how I feel about that map. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for answering all those questions. And we've got loads more questions from our audience coming in. So guys, please keep those coming in. And then we will get, the Blast team will capture some of those questions and we'll ask some more of them in a bit. Because right now, it's time for the quiz. This is about how well you boys know each other. I have asked you guys to fill in a questionnaire, which you did. You were very prompt. I was very impressed. Thank you. Gold stars to both of you. So this is all about how well you know each other.
Okay.
Plopski, I'm going to be asking you questions about Nawwk first. So I always forget to keep score, so just keep your own score for me. Because
Alright,
I'm
I'll try
lazy. Well, you know what? No, you know what? I'm gonna do my job. I'm getting a pen out. This is production at its finest, guys. Okay. I just want to make this fair. So I'm gonna take this seriously now. Okay, you've been warned.
Yeah.
Okay. So right. First of all, Plopski, what was the first version of Counter-Strike that Nawwk played? Was it A, Counter-Strike 1.6, B, Counter-Strike Source, or C, Counter-Strike Global Offensive? And guys in chat, you can also play along. I'm so sorry I didn't say. We have an extension called the Quiz Kit. Move your mouse over the screen that you're watching us on and you'll see a little square icon on the right and you can click on that and you can join. So, Plopski, have a think. Think out loud. Tell us what you think the answer might be.
I think it's CSGO.
Okay. Well, keep us waiting, Nawwk, because I want to look at what chat is saying. Go Cool is saying B, Source. Who else? Okay. Trick question condition 0. Someone said Kappa face. That was Roger that. Roger's name is coming up in whites whenever he comments. I have to hover my mouse. I have to highlight his text. So yeah, you should be able to play by hovering your mouse on the screen. And our lovely Blast TV account will also probably tell you as well. Okay, we're ready for the answer. Nawwk, are you going to tell us? Is he right or is he wrong?
He's wrong. It's B, Source.
Oh dear, Plopski. This is you got it wrong sound.
Oh.
What?
That was a quiz sound.
Yeah, Nawwk is 22. Of course he played Source.
Yeah, come on, man.
I just thought. I mean, CSGO came out 8 years ago, so it was still play okay, a respectable thought of mine.
Mm-hmm. Did you must have played Source though, Plopski, as well?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So when did you started? Well, we'll talk about when you started quite soon. So actually, I'm gonna stop myself there before I give something away.
Oh no.
I wasn't gonna say anything because
Yeah.
I knew that was a question. So.
Yeah. See, I like the competitive spirits coming out right now. Okay. Question number 2 for you, Plopski. Okay. What was Nawwk's first in-game name? Was it Young Gun Killer? Was it Inlagsil? Or was it Babyface? I can see Plopski laughing off the camera shot just then. So, Young Gun Killer, Ingasil, or was it Babyface? And Twitch chat, I want you to play along as well. I can see a few people. Someone's saying B. We've got a couple of A's.
One of them is Swedish and the rest is not. It's like.
What does the Swedish one mean?
Inlagsil is basically, I don't know, it's something really nasty.
Fermented fish or whatever.
Yeah, it's like rotten fish or something like that.
Fish.
Plopski,
Yeah, really
does Tim look like someone who call himself rotten fish?
And he could be. He could, because it's Swedish.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. I think it's quite a good in-game name, to be honest.
What
rotten
was
fish.
the first one, like Young Gun Killer? It's like
Young Gun Killer. Yeah, let me bring that up for you again.
it almost feels like a rap name. It's like, and I know Nawwk listens to a lot of rap, so it could be that as well. But Babyface is like, nah. So I mean,
He's still got that baby face.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think he would name himself Babyface. And that was like his first in-game nickname, so that was probably like 10 years ago plus.
Yeah.
So I would say Inlagsil. It sounds like something a 12-year-old would say to himself.
You think that he called himself rotten fish, pickled herring? Chat is mostly saying A actually. So it's now up to you, Tim. Break the news. Was your first in-game name rotten fish?
No, it wasn't, Plopski. You got tricked. It was A. Young Gun Killer.
No.
I love Google
I should
Translate.
have gone with my instinct.
Your instinct, about Tim fancying himself as a rap star.
Yeah.
Can you rap, Tim?
No, I don't think so. At least haven't
Okay.
tried really.
Oh, that's another a question for another time. Okay, chat, keep playing along. It's time for question number 3. Who is Nawwk's favourite teammate? Is it A. Rez, B. Lecro, or C. Plopski?
I'm gonna be really disappointed if it's not C. So I'm gonna say C because if it's not C, then I'm gonna be really disappointed.
So you're saying yourself, Plopski?
Yeah.
Okay, I like the confidence there. This is what we need to see from you, young man. What's chat saying? We've got C, we've got A, and we've got B. So we're actually fairly split right now. Alpha Dodge says, bad question. All right, Alpha Dodge. I'm very hurt now. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna quit. Thank God it's the last episode. We've got a few C's in there. The DS1337 says he's gonna say C for emotional purposes. Lamau. So, but Hugo XD says gotta be Rez. And Lingon is saying Lecro. Obviously, we all know the right answer is Twist. But the question should have been who's his second favourite player. Didn't want to cause controversy.
Yeah.
Nawwk, was he right or was he wrong?
He was right. Correct.
I got one right at least. Let's go.
Amazing. How does it feel to win your first point, Plopski?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Like, what can I say? I just wanna thank my family and friends, and yeah, just really
And
happy.
Tim, good. I'm glad we could make you happy on this lovely evening in social quarantine. Okay, right. Question number 4. According to Nawwk, who has the worst in-game name in Counter-Strike? Is it A, Shush from Mad Lions, B, Swedish player Freddy Frog, or C, my man Dick Stacy?
I mean, at this point, it's like Dick Stacy's name isn't really like bad. It's just cool. So
Spoken like a true 17-year-old.
yeah, it's just like a fun name. No, it's like
Pretty
fun
cool,
name.
yeah.
So I'm gonna say Shush. I think it was A. Shush.
Okay, I'm going to see what Twitch chat is saying. We've got a couple of people saying A, a couple of people are saying B. Paid comment says, is this live? Yes, this is indeed live. So you're not saying C then. You're not saying Dick Stacy. You both think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's too cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool, man. No, but it's like I think it's shush.
You think it's shush? Okay. Nawwk, was he right? Was he wrong?
Oh, he was right. He was right. Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't wanna. I just wanna no hard feelings, Shush. But I don't like your nickname. I'm sorry.
Why don't you like the nickname?
I don't know. It just looks ugly. I don't know. I
No.
don't know how to explain it, but
Nawwk, where did you get your name from?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just like banged my head against the keyboard and we got
No,
something
he was
cool finally.
He was gonna spell hawk, but he spelled it wrong, so it
Yeah,
was
exactly.
like knock, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, that's cool.
Nawwk, Nawwk.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
You can make Nawwk, Nawwk jokes. Nawwk,
Yeah,
Nawwk,
of
who's
course.
there?
That's
Nawwk.
the whole point. Yeah.
Exactly.
Should just be your. I'll just be your joke writer, guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
I know that Swedish sense of humour. Oh, I don't, because there isn't one. Right, next question. That was. I saw that reaction. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Right. Question number 5. You've got 2 right. You've got 2 wrong, Plopski. So you could still get 3 out of 5. All right.
Let's go.
Okay. What is the weirdest thing that Nawwk has read about himself? A. He had a blood pact with Brolin to retire together at 32. B. His team paper planes were in an Illuminati cheating circle. Or C. He's not a natural blonde. Okay.
I mean-
Chat, I want to know what you're thinking, definitely. And Plopski, talk me through your thoughts here.
I know it's B because I've actually read it myself. So, yeah.
We're gonna fast forward here. I think because we've got Lingon is actually saying C, that he's not a natural blonde. I would love it if the HRTV forums had a post that was just like Nawwk dyes his hair, man. Because to be honest,
Could be. Maybe like maybe there's more than one right there. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put it past them to Photoshop you. Someone in HRTV once photoshopped a picture of me where I wasn't wearing much makeup to begin with, and went, "This is what Frankie looks like without makeup." And they literally took off half my eyebrows and like part of my eyelid, and sort of put some like, when they've been trying to like change my face, they kind of left like black marks all over my face, so I looked like I was bruised. And it was one of the weirdest things I have ever seen. Like,
HLTV forums is
Yeah.
it's a special.
Crazy.
yeah,
special
don't go
place.
there. Use Chad's sports mode. Like, you can get a plug-in
Yeah.
and it just disables the sidebar, which is honestly, it's a game changer. I'm just having a look. Original Blonde, like 1,000,000% Quickie Demon says, and of course we've got an Illuminati symbol in the chat. So Nawwk, you haven't confirmed it yet. Was Plopski right or wrong?
Yeah, it was correct. It was B.
Talk to me about this rumor. Where did you first read this, Nawwk?
I don't know. It was.
There was a video about it.
Yeah, I think there was a video about it, and there was like a Reddit thread and HLTV. It was everywhere. I feel like it was the same guy though, but he really wanted me to see that thread. I feel like it was pretty funny to read the first time.
How long ago was this? Last year?
No, it was like 2017, beginning of 2018 maybe.
It was
Plopski, you
before
remember it?
existence.
You remember it then?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know. It was just weird. It's something you remember. Like, it was like, what is this? Like, how do you even come up with this stuff?
Did anything come of it? Did the guy ever come out and admit it, or was it just a rumor that went away in the end?
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just faded into darkness. Yeah. I
And
never
now
heard it again.
you've brought it back.
Yeah.
The Illuminati.
Illuminati
It's in
confirmed.
NIP.
Now comes more threads about it.
Well, congratulations, Plopski. You got 3 out of 5, so that's not bad at all. So it's now time to find out what Nawwk knows about you. So, ready for question 1? Are you ready, Nawwk? Do you think you can get more than 3?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. Right, here we go. This is question number 1. How old was Plopski when he first played Counter-Strike? Was he 6, 7, or 8? Obviously, he was adorable. He still is.
For sure.
Yeah, you can't see the picture, but there was a picture there before.
I've seen it a couple of times. No, but I'm going with A. I'm going with the youngest. I have a feeling it's that. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right, chat. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's A? Do you think it's 6, 7, or 8? Recoil legit says C because Carrigan was 8. I'm guessing he's one of the people that's seen the video because, you know, like Carrigan, he wasn't one of your typical nerdy computer kids at school. Were you, Plopski? Did you get a girlfriend before everyone else?
No, I wasn't that cool.
Cool. Right. Let's find out the answer, please, Plopski. Was Nawwk right?
Yeah, he was right.
Ooh.
Was 6 years old.
I mean, what were your dad and brother thinking? Letting you play Counter-Strike when you were 6?
I mean, it was basically my dad's idea.
Come on,
I mean,
come and
here
shoot
I
people
am
in the
today.
head, son.
Yeah.
Investment planning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So this is like, so this is about 11 years ago. So esports was a thing in Counter-Strike. Your dad's a very clever man.
Yeah, he was planning for the future.
How? Clappe92 says, but how can he play at 6 years old when there's an age restriction?
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another time, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plopski, when did you get good though? Were you playing against people or were you playing against bots when you were 6?
I don't remember actually. I imagine it was people, but I don't remember how it went or like. I just remember like going around. Sounds weird to say like going around shooting people when you were 6, but it's basically how it went. I just went around like shots, like walls or whatever, and I remember I got mad when I didn't get to play.
Yeah.
Because my dad was also playing a lot. Like he had like his own little team where he was playing with every day, or I don't know if it was every day, but a lot. So he was playing a lot, and when he didn't play, he let me play sometimes.
Do you still play with your dad?
No, he doesn't play anymore. Actually, he only watches like every CS game now.
Oh, that's a shame. I quite like the idea of Nawwk's mum playing with Valentin and your mum. That could be quite cool.
We could do a show match, like parents, NIP parent parent match.
That would be
That would be
really good. Oh, Astralis parents versus NIP parents.
Why not? Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Listen, Blast, you have this idea. It's yours for free, guys. Let's see a parent show match, please, in your lovely studio, wherever the next season happens, please, Blast. I want to see that happen. Quicker Demon and Mind Over Matter both say Plopski's dad for the coach, Plopski's dad for the win. So in other words, I think there's going to be a few people who are definitely Dadski fans who are going to be cheering that team on. So congratulations, Tim. You've got 1 point on the board already. So let's go into question number 2. What was the name of Plopski's first team? Was it A, Singularity, B, Existence, or C, Red Reserve? Do give a little bit of time for Twitch chat to answer, please, boys. But yeah, Nawwk, talk us through your thinking.
Yeah, I've known he's been playing in Singularity and Existence. I don't think he's played in Red Reserve, so let's take that off the list. Or has he? You never know. But
maybe I have.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but my final answer will actually be B, Existence.
T, Existence. Okay. Right, I'm just gonna give a little bit of time in chat right now. Okay, we got a few people who are saying Existence, although actually Valerian's saying C as in Red Reserve. So okay. That's clearly not the right answer because Plopski is not played for that many teams, given that he is super blooming young, and it makes me sick, quite frankly. So let's find out what the answer is. Plopski, what was your first team?
I've actually played like some games for Red Reserve, but never played for the team itself. But the
Oh!
right answer is B, like Systems.
So Nawwk, you got that one right. Congratulations. You have got 2 points. This could be a clean sweep. I feel slightly guilty. I feel like these questions are too easy for you.
Well.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Question number 3. What's Plopski's hidden talent? He can sing really low notes, he can run really fast, or he's a great cook.
This is a bit harder. This is a bit harder.
Because I've never actually told anyone.
Hence why it's hidden.
And I don't think they will like think of it as well. It's like, really?
Okay. I mean, this might sound really bad, but I don't think he's a good cook. Good cook. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think that. I think he's not really that good in the kitchen, I would say. Maybe on like Mirage or something like that, but otherwise he's not good in the kitchen. I don't know. My answer will be. I think my answer will be A. Sounds. I don't know. Why not?
That he can sing really low notes. I'm looking over to Twitch chat. We've got Go Cool says cook. Valerio Nas says he looks like a great cook. Lingon says the same. But Rico says he's got a kind of deep voice. I don't know though. Plopski, can you sing really low notes? What's the lowest you can go?
I don't know. I haven't done it. I think last time I did it was in school.
Give it. We haven't sung for a while.
3 years ago.
That's not true. You sung at Moscow, and that's less than a year ago.
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
But in terms of low notes, come on, give me a low note. Go for it.
How are you supposed? How am I supposed? I don't know.
Just kind of go.
Like a low note is like deep note. Or?
Yeah, like low, like a low note. You know, like a high note would be. I think I can sing lower than you, Plopski. Every night in night. Okay, so in other words, we've probably made things a little bit more obvious. Nawwk, you said singing.
Yeah.
Do you still think it's singing? You can't change your answer, but do you still think he can sing really low?
I mean.
Hey yo, what's up?
I mean, I hope not, but I don't know.
Okay, right, Plopski, was he right? Was he wrong?
He was wrong. I'm a speedy boy. I was actually pretty fast in school. Yeah. Like every time we had something to do with running, I was actually pretty fast. Like even though I have a very bad what's it called? Like I get tired really fast.
Yeah, stamina.
Stamina, yeah.
So you're a sprinter.
But I could still like run really fast for like a short period of time. But yeah.
You're literally Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Basically. That's a really old cartoon reference which probably went straight over your head. But I'm gonna call you Speedy Gonzalez from now on. Quicker Demon is calling you Plopski the Sonic. Which again, well, everyone knows Sonic. Right, okay, question number 4. Oh no, hang on a second. That's not the right question. This is terrible Photoshop. The question should actually be, which of these games has Plopski not played recently? Is it A, DayZ, B, Dead by Daylight, or C, Valorant?
Which he has not played.
Yes. Yeah, ignore the question. That's completely my bad.
I mean, I played a little bit of Valorant recently, so I know it's not that at least. Yeah, I'm gonna go with A. You're gonna go
with A, DayZ. Plopski, are you into survival games?
Yeah, no, a little bit, but I think it's mostly boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like lots, like you have to spend a lot of time finding stuff and stuff like that, and then you could end up dying and you have to reset. And yeah, it's maybe if you play with a lot of friends, but yeah.
So, what was the answer then, Plopski? Was Tim right? You're not playing Daisy?
Yeah, I haven't played AC in a very long time, but it's I play like every single game I play with Nawwk, so it's like he kind of knows.
Oh, there you go. You have the inside information on each other.
Yeah.
But Dead by Daylight, that's a little bit creepy. Do you like playing as a serial killer?
No, we
No.
play as survivors.
Yeah, with Survivor.
I think it's my like the game I have the second most hours on.
Oh,
So
really?
I played quite a bit of it.
Are
It's
you
a really fun game though.
Are you really good at surviving?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Now
It's
I
fun.
want to play Dead by Daylight with you guys. I've never actually played. I've just watched it a lot.
Yeah, it's a really fun game actually.
Yeah, I just
Pretty
don't. I don't like dying in video games. Like, it took me a while to like take fights in CS when I started playing that more because I was so scared of dying.
Dead by Daylight is a hard game actually. It's like hard to learn in the beginning.
Yeah. And it's basically, for people who haven't watched it, it's what's called an asymmetric horror game. So one person is the serial killer, and then I think you have 4 or 5 survivors.
Yeah, 4.
4, and you have to do tasks to open the gates and escape.
Yeah, exactly.
Like repair generators and open a gate. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you could literally play with the whole NIP team. Have you ever done that?
No, I've only played with Res before
Mhm.
when we were in USA for ECS. I think we played like some games, but then I don't think he liked the game because we never played since then.
Yeah. But
But,
Rez,
uh,
yeah.
What did you say?
I was going to say Rez would look like he'd get... To me, Rez would get a bit too scared playing Dead by Daylight, I think.
I mean, might be. He didn't tell me the reason he didn't like the game. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because he's scared. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Whereas
Maybe.
Twist is obviously a serial killer in Dead by Daylight,
sure.
I mean.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
He would come behind and make some weird noises.
that would actually be really, really fun. Or maybe you should play PUBG zombie mode.
Yeah, I haven't
Think-
played that actually.
Twist would be a great zombie. Hello to everyone who's watching in chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Cookie Demon says, who plays Daisy in 2020? Pansy does. I saw her playing it the other day. Recall says, I enjoy watching Friday the 13th streams a lot. I thought that game died. But yeah.
That was a game I wanted to try, but it didn't really look like there was a lot of people playing it. So
Yeah, they just had some issues, I think, and they kind of rushed it out because of Dead by Daylight. Question number 5, the final question: is it going to be a draw, or is Nawwk going to take the W? Let's find out. According to Plopski, who has the worst in-game name in CS? Is it Nawwk? I can't even pronounce Vito's name, to be quite honest, from MIBR, or is it Zipnix? King? You just call him King, I guess, but it's spelt weirdly. I don't think that's even Brazilian. Okay, Nawwk, talk us through your thinking. That's my catchphrase now.
I mean, if it's A, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, let's hope it's not A at least. I don't think it's that ugly. And K and G, I don't know. It's a decent nickname, I would say. But I think Nico thinks it's C, Sipnix.
Why would you think that Zipnix is a bad name though? He's the Clutchminster.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I have a a bit. My stomach's feeling Sipnix.
Your stomach is feeling Zipnix. Do you trust your
Sounds a
stomach?
bit
Is that
weird,
where your in-game decisions come from?
Yeah,
Your stomach.
exactly. Yeah.
You feel it in your
No, but,
stomach. Guys, they're going B. My tummy
Yeah.
tells me.
Exactly.
I mean, you have the makings of a secondary caller, I believe. Okay, right. Last answer. Plopski, was it right or was it wrong?
It's Nawwk. No, I'm just kidding. But it's yeah, he was right. C.
Woohoo.
Why do you hate Zipnix's name? Zipnix, sorry.
I don't hate it, but it's like I was just like really thinking like it was like hard because I don't really know like that like names that are that ugly or like whatever. But it's just like it's just a little bit weird to, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Sipnix, or like people say it like differently, and then there's like this. He has a number in the name. So I mean, it's just like a little bit weird.
Does it make
But
you nervous?
it's a cool name still.
'Cause,
But
yeah, if you meet him, you're not sure what to say to him.
I mean, it's like nothing against him or whatever. It's just like
Whoa,
it's
Plopski,
just
calm
like
down.
it's just the name. It's just the name. Like I've seen a lot of people say my name. It's like I don't care really. It's just like a fun name.
Yeah. Yeah, where's your name from, Plopski?
I'm gonna be fully honest. I don't really remember how I came up with the name. I think I was pretty young. I just like pressed something on my keyboard and voila, you have Plopski. A lot of people think it's because of we have a chocolate in Sweden called the Plop.
Yes.
So a lot of people think it's from that, but actually it's not. I mean, even though it would be a good idea. Plop is really good chocolate, by the way.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah, see, people in the UK, when they see Plop chocolate, they take a picture of it. Because Plop is quite a funny word in the UK.
Yeah.
It sort of means like the sound of something dropping in water.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of casters like, oh, they're taking a Plopski on this team, or oh, yeah, like it's just like fun things. Oh, Plopski is the sound I make when I go to the toilet, or like something like that.
Yeah. What is it like for you, Plopski? Like, I know you watched a lot of Counter-Strike. You were at DreamHack Malmo in 2016. You were an active viewer of the pro scene. What's it like when you hear back or like VODs of the biggest casters in CS casting your plays?
I mean, it feels like amazing. It's like going back to 2016 when I watched NIP win DreamHack. And then now 4 years later, or like 3 years later, it was now me playing on stage with the casters and everything. It was just an amazing feeling. It's everything I dreamed of, and felt really good.
Do you have a favorite caster, or anyone you were quite excited to meet?
I always liked Anders and Semler. I actually have a picture with Anders from when I was there in 2016 when NIP won the final. I met him like outside like this big Centrum Emporia. I don't know if you know it, but it's like basically this big Centrum outside of the arena.
They have a Vapiano, so I know it. Did you speak to him since then? Have you ever spoken to him at an event that you've been playing at?
Yeah, sometimes I meet him in like the lobby or in the elevator room, and yeah, we just like talk a little bit.
So you don't feel shy talking to people like Anders?
I mean, a little bit, because I'm a shy person. Like people I don't really know that well, it's always a little bit like awkward for me to talk.
And what about you, Nawwk? Is there anyone you particularly like to listen to as a caster?
I like Moses. Anders and Moses is a good casting couple or whatever.
Yeah, I mean the same thing to you though. What's it like when you hear guys casting your Counter-Strike?
I don't know. I haven't really thought of it like that, but I guess it is a pretty cool feeling watching a VOD or something like that.
Yeah, especially if you like make an after movie of an event or anything like that. Like that must be pretty cool.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah, awesome. I'm just having a quick look at Cecile in chat has pointed this out. Do these guys have something against Danish Counter-Strike names? Because Plopski, you're anti-Shush, Nawwk, you're anti-Zivnix, which makes me think it's something to do with the fact that you guys live in Malmo.
Of course not. We're half Danish.
Yeah,
we have nothing against
we
Danish
basically
people.
almost live in Denmark. It's like
Yeah.
Would the Danes claim you as their own?
No.
I mean, most likely not, but we can always hope. We can always dream.
It's hard to be in Skåne.
Yeah. Hard life, tough life.
Yeah.
Our team is hard because they make fun of our voices.
Yeah. I've
Especially our coach.
witnessed. Oh really? Bjorn is Bjorn a meanie?
Yeah, he's bullying us every day. Being from Skåne, it's hard.
Is he a Stockholm snob?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, listen, if we're at the same event and he's been Stockholm snobby to you, you come and tell me. because
But
I don't have a real accent. I've sort of have lived everywhere in the UK, so I've got a weird voice. Someone described my voice on the YouTube comments of last week's episode as a choppy English accent. So I've decided to own it. I'm choppy.
Yeah, like for me, it's just like everyone from the UK sound the same for me.
Really?
There are
You
some
need to meet
accents
some more
that's-
British people.
Yeah, there's some extreme accents.
I
There,
don't
yeah.
know. I haven't heard. It's like it
No.
just feels the same.
So like people who live in Birmingham have got like a really nasal voice. Although that was more,
Yeah,
yeah.
I sound like Irish almost.
That,
No, maybe not.
when I
I'm
try and
not-
do an
I'm not
Irish
that good at
accent,
accents.
I sound Jamaican. I literally cannot do Irish. But we'll talk about accents another time, because otherwise I'm gonna keep on talking too long, and I know that people in chat really want to ask you some questions. But before we do, we've got 2 more things to settle. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to get time to talk about your music tracks tonight. But if you guys are interested, there in chat there is a quarantine playlist that you can subscribe to on Spotify. So maybe a mod in chat will post that link for you. The 2 of you basically submitted a load of hip hop tracks. I feel very educated now. I've been listening to them. I liked your picks. Instead, I'm going to talk a little bit more about you guys before we take some more questions, because we've got to settle some scores in the part of the show I've called the score. I have no imagination. So first of all, oh no! Hang on a second. I've lost you. I've lost. Of course.
No.
There we go. We're back. So what happened was I messed up. So I'm gonna stop myself from messing up right now. And I'm going to work this out. This is annoying me because actually what we should be talking about right now is the fact that Plopski, you're super superstitious. Super superstitious. It's not a Stevie Wonder song. That's very superstitious. So talk to me about this, Nawwk. What do you mean when you say that Nawwk is very superstitious?
I don't know, like, let's say we're playing like in a game, like we're in a break or something, and I accidentally move his mouse pad like one millimeter to the right or something like that. He goes on the whole game that, oh no, I lost that duel. All thanks to you moved my mouse pad. Why? All the time.
And has he always been like this? Did this happen when you guys were together in existence?
I don't remember it being that bad back then, but now it's getting worse. Sadly, it's getting worse.
What's the routine then when you guys turn up to the LAN? Does Plopski have to get there before everyone else so he can get everything perfect?
Not really. I don't think so yet. But
Like he's talking like it's gonna get worse. It's not even it's not even that bad. I don't know what he's talking about.
Where do you sit together when you're at LAN? What's the order? Do you guys sit next to each other?
yeah, to the right if you look at the monitors.
And Plopski,
Like furthest to the right.
who's on the other side of you, Plopski?
Lecro.
Okay, so Lecro's in the middle,
Yeah.
and then it's Plopski, and then it's you, Nawwk.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
To the right of Lecro.
So, have you ever considered Plopski going on the end so you have less people messing with your stuff?
I mean, I don't know. It's not that bad. That like he's making it. He's making out to be like it's really like really bad or like a bad thing. It's not. It's not like that.
We're not saying it's a bad thing, but we are saying it's a thing because I did check in with Lecro.
Yeah, I mean, I was. What you said?
I checked in with Lecro, and Lecro's lovely. So obviously he didn't. He did confirm that it is a thing. I'm just gonna check my DMs from him right now. Okay. Well, he just says, yeah, Plopski is very superstitious. I wouldn't dare change the height of his chair. At least.
Yeah. Okay. So let's put it this way. Okay. I don't like. It's not like I blame someone or like I lose a duel. It's like, oh, you just moved my mouse like 1 inch or whatever.
Okay.
That doesn't happen.
Like that doesn't happen. Okay. Maybe not.
Okay.
But
So what is it like?
It's definitely I don't like people moving my stuff around. Like the worst thing is the table. Like if I have like the perfect height on the table, very nice. But someone moves the table, it's I don't know. It's just it doesn't feel good. It's like when I play, it's like, oh, it doesn't feel right. So when I have this like at home, I have this perfect setup now. No one goes and moves my stuff, which is very good. So
Does
yeah.
that mean you actually prefer playing online events?
No, I like LAN events. But it doesn't happen that much on LAN. Like when people move my stuff. Like I don't know. It's just like I don't like when people move my stuff at all. So I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, it's a little bit like some people don't like sharing food, I guess.
Yeah.
What happens if? Would you ever lend your stuff to someone?
No.
No. So it's not just your spacing. It's also like, that's my mouse. No one else gets my mouse.
I mean, sure, they could have my mouse or whatever, like keyboard.
But you wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah. A little bit like that.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough. Do you think that the superstition thing is anything to do with being a bit nervous about playing?
No, I don't know. I just don't. It's like I play with the setup and I'm like really comfortable, and then someone comes and move my stuff around. And it's like I have to find the like the position again to be really comfortable.
Mm-hmm. I think that can make sense. Like, well, it does make sense. I've known people. I remember when I was producing for Twitch, and we literally had a British Counter-Strike team turn up, and it was a different patch. I think it was a Counter-Strike team. I don't think it was a league team, and something to do with playing on the new patch, and it changed their sensitivity or something happened, and they got out a ruler and were measuring things, and they were really like concerned about it. But the difference is you're playing at the top level. This is a tiny LAN.
But it's like it has nothing to do with in-game. Like I never change my settings in-game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like some players change their like view model, resolution or whatever if they have a bad game. I have changed my resolution one time in 8 years. So like I never changed anything. I've had like the same sensitivity since I started playing almost.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I've changed is like my mouse. I never like change anything in game. If I have a bad game, it's like okay, it happens.
Yeah. Well,
it's only like outside of the game when it comes to like moving stuff around.
Well, looking across to the chat, actually, we've had quite a couple of really nice comments. Mind Over Matter says many top players and athletes share this characteristic of superstition. And Quickie Demon says, Plopski, don't worry, being superstitious is more okay than drinking a coffee with a straw, which is definitely a reference to Simple. So there you go. You've got the verdict from chat, and I think they're very understanding about it. I like wearing leopard print when I do shows. It doesn't have to be like a thing for me, but I sort of notice I kind of work it in somewhere, like even if it's just my socks that no one can see on camera, because I normally have leopard print shoes on or I have a headband on. Like, yeah. I have a thing where I definitely like that. For me, like, I have habits though that come more from stress. So like that's why I kind of asked, was it anything to do with like confidence? Because like for me, when I have OCD, so I know that's a different thing. But if I get stressed, I can't touch door handles. I associate door handles with electric shocks, and I associate that with like a stress response. So I literally I'll cover my hands because I'll suddenly decide that I'm going to get an electric shock, and or like I'll sort of sneak in behind someone else if they've opened the door, and I'll like run so that I don't have to open the door. So in other words, I'm the weirdo in this conversation, and I think Plopski, if your superstitions are not getting in the way of you playing, and obviously they're not getting in the way of you fragging out because you had an exceptional individual performance at EPL, as you can see from looking back, I think that you should keep on being you.
Well, thank you. I'll do my best.
As long as you're not giving a twist reaction to people touching your stuff.
I won't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't go too far.
Don't go too far. Well, Plopski, you shared something with me about the two of you. The two of you share rooms. It seems to be like a voluntary thing. And the score that you brought up with Nawwk is that apparently someone has got a snoring issue. In fact, 2 people have got a snoring issue in this chat, and it ain't me. So, what's going on, Plopski? Talk to me about the snoring.
So it's like we share a room in Nawwk, like we've done it like every event, like we did it in Existence as well. But now, like lately, like the last 2 events, I'm telling Nawwk that he's snoring. Because sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I hear him snore, or like maybe he falls asleep before me and I hear him snore. And then like the next morning I tell him, "Oh, you snored so much." It's like, "No, you snored." And I was like, "No, but I was up in the middle of the night and I heard you snore." He's like, "No, you were the one snoring." So it's basically just like a fight between me and him, like saying, like he doesn't believe he's snoring, and he's saying that I'm snoring, and I don't believe that I'm snoring, and I'm saying that he's snoring.
Well, I sent a weird DM to Rez to ask him if he'd witnessed any of this, and unsurprisingly, Rez did not reply to me.
Yeah, neither one of us have shared room with him before, so I wouldn't know if I don't think he would know.
Lecro did get back to me on this subject.
Yeah, I've shared room with Lecro.
Well, he didn't tell me about you snoring, Plopski. He did say that he's heard the 2 of you discussing it. So this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah. Ongoing battle, I would say.
Okay. Well,
snores the most.
We've heard Plopski's side of the story. Nawwk, does Plopski actually snore, or are you just making this up to make yourself feel better?
No, he for sure snores. He snores a lot. And every time I bring it up, he always says, "No, it's because I'm sick, But in that case, he's always sick. Every event he's been sick so far. He's always snoring.
I would say that I know that I'm snoring when I'm sick because I have like a stuffed nose. But otherwise I don't snore. I'm sure.
So you're always ill because you're always snoring. Okay.
Yeah.
How loud are we talking here, boys? Like, what does Nawwk sound like, Plopski, when he's snoring?
Like, imagine like a plane.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, imagine like a plane flying. No, a plane starting up. Like, not the normal plane, like those
Propeller.
what do you, like a propeller plane?
Yeah.
Like when those start, like like something like that.
Okay.
No, what does Plopski sound like?
But it comes in waves. It's not like all the time. It's like sometimes, and then he's like a little bit quiet. I'm like, okay, maybe he woke up, but then he comes back, and yeah, it's just like coming in waves.
I would compare it to like a rocket launching into space. You know the beginning. It's like it's so loud. Yeah, I have to put on my headphones and like try to go to sleep, but I still hear it. It's a painful. It's really painful.
Well, I'm gonna just recommend to you both earplugs, boys.
Yeah.
Earplugs and some plasters for your nose.
I mean, I usually take on a pair of headphones when I hear him, and then he blames me the next day. Why do you sleep with headphones on? Yeah, I wonder why, man. I wonder why.
It sounds like as you're both snoring and as we have no witnesses, unfortunately, this score is gonna have to be a draw because how can one rule in the favor without the evidence? Although I will say I really appreciated you guys doing each other's snores.
I will record it next time.
Next time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that on the sidelines next time we're at an event together. But right now we're gonna open the clinic for everybody. So if you've got some more questions for the boys, then you can ask them right now. And I've got a few questions already taken from Twitch chat by our lovely mods from Blast as well. So buckle in, boys. We've got some questions. Okay, Motion XT's asked a great question. Do you suspect any major changes will be made to the game before the Rio Major? I'm guessing that could also include the changes to the competitive map pool as well. Nawwk, what do you think?
Nothing that I can really think of right now. I feel like the game is in a perfect place. Almost, I would say. Not really any major changes will happen, I feel like. Maybe they will put in Anubis or whatever it's called. That would be cool. That would be a nice update.
And Plopski?
I mean, they will. I don't think they will do any updates soon. Like, at least not before the major, or like when the major is ongoing. But maybe after the major, they will do something.
Okay.
Like Tim said, I would like them to maybe change the map pool, like add a new map, take out Dust 2 or like any other Dust 2 preferably. But yeah, something like that.
So are you by the way, just as a side question, are you guys happy with the D change with the landing accuracy?
Yeah, I haven't like really. How do you say it? I haven't really like noticed it.
Yeah, because
Noticed
it's
any
more still
difference, really.
jumping shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was maybe like the first day people were trying to like jump shot, but it didn't it really end so well for them. So
Have you seen Lekra have a go at it?
I mean, Lectre is a god. He doesn't need to jump with the Deagle.
True.
This
Doesn't need to abuse.
that's the thing. It doesn't seem to be the jumping thing. Even though he is like a god with a dig, I can't imagine it being in his playstyle because Lekra only seems to take a shot with a dig when he knows he's gonna bullseye it, rather than just he's not someone who's just gonna unload a clip. He's gonna go for the head because he knows he's gonna get it. But I'd still like to see him do it. Okay, who is your favourite team to play against? And that comes from Alpha Doggy 66. Plopski.
Favorite team? I mean, I would say, I guess Vitality. Because it feels like it's always close games between us. It doesn't feel like either one of us stomp each other. It feels like it's always close games. It could be like either one of us could win. It's always, I would say, a close match and interesting game.
And Nawwk?
I mean, it's hard to answer. I haven't faced that many teams yet, but I will go for Astralis. We faced it one time, and we won, and that was a good match so far.
Okay, so you enjoy that. You enjoy winning, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, what are your feelings to play about playing against Zyru? Lepa Paul Dexua asks.
I would say that of course Zyru is a really good player, but like when we're in game, I don't really think that much of who we're playing against. It's just like, yeah, we're playing against his team, just focusing on our stuff. Don't really need to focus like, oh, Zyru's the last guy alive, he's gonna 1v5 us or whatever. It's like, we just play our game, focus on our things, and yeah.
Yeah, okay. Andrew's son has asked one of my favourite questions so far. Coming from the next generation of Swedish talents, among the names of Broden and Golden, etc. So he's referring to yourselves there. Who are you picking as the next breakout Swedish players? Are there any names you've noticed recently?
It's like I don't really watch that much, like Swedish CS, like outside of like Fnatic and Dignitas and us. But there is for sure some good Swedish players. I just saw like there's one guy called Deson. He's pretty good. Would probably look out for him. I don't know how old he is though, but he's pretty good. He's a pretty good Swedish player, and yeah, I don't know if he's playing in a team right now, but he's for sure a good player.
Tim?
I will go for Era. He plays in Prima Esports. They played MDL relegation or something like that, and they lost. But he's a really upcoming player.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree on that as well.
Great. Bacon asks, who is the best cook in NIP? Nawwk, I'm coming to you because we know it's not Plopski.
Best cook. Do we have any cooks in NIP? NIP? Do we? No way. I feel like Twist could actually make some good I don't know. I have a feeling he wanted to be a cook, but he became a CS player instead.
That's basically my story.
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually gonna go in in school when you had to choose something you wanna expand with or whatever. I was actually gonna go with cook, like restaurant and stuff. But yeah, I had some other things in mind.
Oh.
Like
Isn't-
CS.
Isn't your brother a cook or no?
Yeah, my brother is actually a cook.
Oh, well there you go. So maybe it's Plopski, or maybe it's Twist. You'll have to have a meatball cook-off at some point in the future.
I've never seen Twist cook or heard him cook, so I think I'm pretty good.
He just looks
at least in this team.
Yes. I feel like Twist is the kind of person who would not let you in the kitchen. Like, he's got to do it all himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Cecile had a few questions tonight and wants to know what your favourite type of candy is. I imagine that could be chocolate or sweets. It's an important question, guys. Come on.
I actually really like licorice.
Salted.
Salty or whatever, like everything.
I know that's false already, because I know Nico likes chips. He always eats Doritos.
Oh yeah, okay. But that's not sweet though. That's not sweet.
That's not candy.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I like. I would say chocolate. I guess.
Chocolate. Any particular brands we should check out when we're in Sweden?
Plop.
Plop.
Marabou.
Marabou's so nice.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
the best.
Yeah.
And Dime is good as well.
Dime is great. Have you had a Dime cake from IKEA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
That's
But
good.
Many times.
yeah, Marabou's the best. Like Marabou's actually like when I go to Sweden, I'll buy I'll find where I can buy it and I'll actually take some home with me. What weapon would you like to see added to the game, Plopski? I don't know if there's one you've seen in say Warzone that you're like, oh, this would be good in CS.
Weapon. It's hard because it feels like it's hard to add new weapons.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's hard to balance them out in the beginning. You could see in the revolver. Was very, 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 very good in the beginning of when it came out. So good that I actually quit CS for 1 week. After nerf. But I don't know. I don't know if there's any weapon I would like added. I think it's like the weapon system right now, or like the weapons that are in the game is the perfect amount.
Yeah. Nawwk? Any suggestions?
Wasn't there like a weapon in Source called like TMP or something like that? The silencer one?
I didn't actually play Source, so I have no idea. But
No, that would be cool. That was a nice weapon.
okay, so
I think it was called
silence.
TMP. I'm not sure though, but I
Okay.
think so.
Are you a silenced M4 over an M4 guy, Nawwk?
Ooh.
Especially with the
Actually, I
price
like
now.
silencer.
Yeah.
I like the silencer, yeah. But I get flamed all the time, so I have to
He
switch.
likes the silencer, but he plays the other M4.
Because
Yeah,
he
'cause
got bullied by you into playing
every-
the M4.
No one
Every
wants
time
dropped.
and no one's dropped from me, so I feel like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the other one.
Aww.
I'm a good team player, you know.
Yeah, you want to keep other people happy. Can't they just take the I know it's a slightly different gun, but can't they just take the silencer off?
I mean, yeah, Plopski, why don't you do that?
Yeah, because it's shit with the silencer on and without the silencer on.
Okay, fine. It's just a suggestion, boys. Okay. The breaker says, "What's the mask in the background, Plopski?" I know that the sun's gone down, so we can't see it now.
Yeah,
But there's a mask in the background. Can you grab it for us?
Yeah, wait.
Ah, I've just seen a familiar face pop up in chat. I'm very excited to see him there. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a V for Vendetta.
Yeah, I think it's like that, but I don't really know what it is because I got it from my brother. I remember he was like at a party or something, and then he just gave it to me afterwards. So
It's a Guy Fawkes Mask from V for Vendetta, which is a comic book and a film. So yeah, look up V for Vendetta, Plopski. There you go. So yeah, apparently it's a Money Heist as well. I think it's quite basically it's a Guy Fawkes mask. So Guy Fawkes, I don't know if you learned about Guy Fawkes in Sweden, but he's in the 1600s he tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament, and then they hung, draw and quartered him, which means that they hung him, and then when he was still alive they cut him down, and then they like cut him to pieces. So
Sounds interesting.
sounds pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yes, and I just realised that's probably quite graphic. Sorry everyone in chat. Lovely Cotton Nass, who is in chat right now. I mentioned earlier a Swedish CS player that I play with great English. and he's only 12 and he's just come to the chat. And he's asked how long you guys have been playing for.
Well, I mean, I played CSGO since it came out.
So 2012, so that's 8 years? Maybe
Yeah, but
longer.
I didn't 8 years, I think.
Yeah, so you've been playing for 11 years, if I do the maths right.
I think it's 8. I didn't really play at the beginning, but almost when it came out.
But Counter-Strike in general, right? So
Okay, so I mean, I played since I was 6 then, I guess.
yeah,
But I didn't really play it every day or so. It was
Yeah.
on and off and just playing for fun.
yeah. And Nawwk, what about yourself?
I mean, I played Source 2010 with some friends. It was nothing serious, and then I quit, and I started playing CSGO in about late 2014, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I want to ask a question on Cotton's behalf. I hope you don't mind, Cotton. But you guys, obviously, you're pro players now. What advice would you give to someone who's just started in Counter-Strike? What are the things that they should really focus on getting good as a priority?
I mean, it's obviously it's all the aiming and stuff like that. But then also I think it's important to watch demos or pro games. I think it's good as well to either to get to know your positioning better, or positions you play, or just decision making and stuff in the game that makes you smarter. Just watch a POV of a player you like and do the stuff he does, or come up with something better than he does maybe. Yeah, stuff like that I think is really good in the beginning, and I mean now as well. I use it still. I still watch games and demos and stuff.
Whose demos are you guys watching? Which players would you recommend?
I watch demos of the guys that are playing the positions I play. So yeah, it's different
Any
every
names?
time.
Give me names.
I mean, I've watched Electronic, Sipnix. It feels like I've watched every CS:GO player.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we have
Not
changed
them.
some positions, and I've played many different positionings. And
Yeah. Nawwk, what
So-
about you? Any particular players whose demos you would watch or tell other people to watch?
Not really. I've looked. I don't know. I've looked at everyone, but I've looked at Naf recently because he plays the same T-side position as I. So, yeah, a
And
little bit of everything.
for anyone who's not watched any demos before, say they watch say Blast Premier in London, but they've not actually watched individual player demos. How do you get to those? Is it simply by going to HLTV?
yeah, HLTV, and then just search up any game of the player you like, and then just download the demo and play it.
Well, there you go. So for all of you aspiring pros in chat, that's how you can actually watch the perspective of the player that you want to emulate, or say you're playing the same role as them. That is how you do it. Prime69 Gaming asks, which player from another team would you like to have on NIP if you could choose anyone? Who would you kick each other for? Come on.
Hard
I don't know.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You can both stay, but who would you love to play with at some point? No one gets kicked. It's okay. We're doing Astralis. We're doing Sixth Man.
I would like to play probably with Brolan, because I'm good friends with him, and feels like we're in almost similar situations, both young Swedish players playing in top Swedish teams.
Both stars.
And yeah, and we played with each other before all this NIP and Fnatic and all that stuff. We used to play Faceit with each other, so it's a fun story.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely like to play with him someday.
And Nawwk?
I guess I would play with Simple, and I would drop him up, and I would say Simple go kill, and we would win the round. So.
There you go. You do the Zy with Strat, but with Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. I was actually going to ask about Brolin. So, Nawwk, are you also friends with Brolin?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how have you found watching him? Because he had a big year last year. I guess obviously joined Fnatic before you joined NIP, Plopski. Did Brolin give you any advice when you joined the Ninjas?
I mean, not really. I've actually watched some demos of Brolin because he's played some similar positions that I did.
And loves the Krieg.
But yeah. But I mean, yeah, we don't usually talk that much about like stuff in game when we talk. So yeah, not really that many tips or something like that.
What do you talk about?
I mean, it's just like, I don't know, really, it's just like everything.
Yeah.
We talked before we played the game that we played against each other, like in the ESL Pro League. We talked before that. Before we knew we were gonna play against each other, we were like, yeah, it would be fun to play against each other.
Yeah.
Again, and yeah.
So it's not really so much of a rivalry. I mean, everyone in the community looks forward to seeing Fnatic play on IPs. Those Swedish derbies are always so much fun to watch. But I stupidly didn't even think about you two being friends until I think I was speaking to Jonas. I was speaking to your CEO of NIP, and he mentioned the fact that you guys are friends, and I never even thought about that. Because I suppose I don't get to see you guys talk to each other at events. Are you quite separate until all the gameplay's done?
We don't usually like hang out that much, like at the events or stuff like that. It was like, I think it was like mostly at the DreamHack Masters Malmö. We had both our like rooms next to each other, the practice rooms. So then we'd go out and talk a little bit. But other than that, we just like, if I see him in like the lobby or elevator or stuff like that, we just like say hi and like what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really nice. Verified to me says, should ENTS change players, or how can they get things back on track? Nawwk, you got any opinions on ENTS? Because you're probably going to play them at Road to Rio. We're not going to talk too much about what happened at EPL. Let's put that aside.
Flashbacks.
But, yeah, flashback. It was a fluke. It was a fluke. The match against ENTS. So what do you think about the ENTS situation?
I mean, it's a hard question to answer, right? Like there's, yeah.
Like we don't know what's going on, if they have like problems inside of the team or like outside of the team. I mean, like this simple answer would just be like keep playing, grinding with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have so much community backlash as well, so I guess it can be hard mentally, like really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, we did sort of touch on that very briefly, that the whole issue in terms of like community comments and things like that. So is that something that you've ever had any kind of discussions with a psychologist about, like how you deal with that being so publicly present and fans being so vocal?
I never read any messages. If we lose the game or whatever, like play bad, lose the game, I never read comments. But the only time I read comments is if we win or play good.
That's a pretty good rule to follow.
Yeah, because then I know people will write good stuff, and then you can get motivated by that. But if we lose a game and you go on to HLTV and you see Plopski or you suck, like stuff like that, it's not really fun to read.
Plopski. I mean, it's got a kind of ring to it though, boys.
Yeah.
Plopski.
Either Gotski or Plopski.
I like actually no, Gotski's good. Gotski is great. I want to just have a quick look at Twitch chat. Captain Potato says, how do you feel coming into the Rio Spring event? Do you guys think you're going to do good? Nawwk, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, we're feeling really good. The practice have been going really, really well, so we are really optimistic going into this tournament.
Okay. And Plopski, how are you feeling? We're coming up to your 1 year anniversary as a ninja, so this is everything to play for.
Yeah, it's actually true. I didn't really think about that. We all feel good. Like Tim said, the practice has been going really good, and I think we're comfortable going into the tournament.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, Guys, I've not got much time with you left because we've actually got a film featuring the ninjas to watch. I'm just trying to set it up right now. Has anyone in Twitch chat got any more questions? Oh, Nikesh is here. Hi, Nikesh. Lovely to see you again. Can you ask them about their coach? How is he transforming NIP? We did talk a little bit about Threat earlier. So what might be kind of cool is Nawwk, tell me what a typical practice day with Threat would look like.
Yeah, we usually start at 11 o'clock. We have like a debrief. He usually shows us like something new every day. Something we should try to practice on that specific day, or like some new nades that is really good to use. There's always something new every day. Like that's incredible that he can find. And yeah, then we have like 3 practices, then we have a break, and then we have 3 practices. That's about it.
And Plopski, is there anything that you particularly look for in a coach? Like what do you personally feel like a coach can help you the most with?
Like the strategic side of the game, I think it's good. Wait 1 second. Sorry, but
okay.
yeah, I mean, just like helping with how to improve, like where you're holding, the site you're holding. If there's any like tips he could give you, maybe he watched the game and he saw like a pro do this or do that, and he's like, hey, you could do this, or just like always hype up the team as well, to be that like the 6th hype man. I think it's really good too, and I think Threat is doing a really good job of that.
Well, thank you so much to everyone for your questions in Twitch chat. We've run out of time for any more, but I asked this to Simple and Kenny S last week, and so I want to ask it to you too as well. I want you guys to ask each other a question. So, Plopski, what would you like to ask Nawwk?
Oh, Mr. Nawwk, how are you feeling in the team right now? Now you've actually been here for like 3 months, so, or something like that, but how do you feel?
Oh, I feel really well, man. Thank you. Good question. Good question.
Okay, and then the same Nawwk, what are you going to ask Plopski?
Plopski, what's your favorite AK skin?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Fire Serpent.
Nice.
I really like that one.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Do skins make you a better player?
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Well, I think you're both pretty superstitious then. Thank you so much, boys. Tech. It's been a lovely having some more time with you, personally speaking, and also it's just been fantastic having you on the show. I hope it hasn't been too hard. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys at a LAN event soon, and I want to wish you all the luck in the world at the Road to Rio tournament starting this week, so we can see you guys playing against Vitality on Wednesday. So guys, make sure you go to HLTV and mark it in your calendar, because I want to see you guys cheering for the ninjas. Now, not that I don't love Vitality, but you guys are my guests, and so now I have to root for you guys. And if anyone saw, I've done my ninja training, so technically I'm a health and safety ninja, and so I have to support you boys. So I really, really hope that it goes your way. But I think that we've seen some fantastic performances from the two of you this year already, and it's only April, so I've got my hopes high for you. Also say hi to your mum. Nawwk, say hi to your dad and your mum for me, Plopski. We're gonna watch a film with you guys now, as long as I can get the blooming technology to work. But boys, I'm gonna say goodbye to you now. Maybe hang out on Twitch chat and watch the film. But yeah, thank you so much, boys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Could be a whole new direction for this team. We don't know where they're going. We don't know what maps they're prioritizing. We're about to learn with the rest of the world here. So I think that's fair enough.
People probably underestimate how dominant they were. I'm sure statistically they probably have all the records. I don't think they'll ever be beaten, quite frankly.
NIP were just an amazingly fun team to watch.
It's going to be really interesting in the beginning. It's a new lineup, a lot of the younger players, less experienced players that I'm used to working with in the past.
Well, now we have to see what this new NIP roster without any of the legends on it, what they're going to be capable of. Whenever you got to cast NIP back in the day, it felt like you'd won the lottery because you're always going to get just one of the very best games.
Almost impossibly good. I mean, it legitimately is the case that when they would win those 87 maps in a row, and what people forget is that was just like the first, I think, 6 months or something.
Because on every level, NIP could dominate, and they're similar to some of the teams that we have today, where there's just so much raw talent on the team.
It's kind of like Astralis when they were in their prime. Yes, someone could beat them, but that was actually the unlikely scenario. And in fact, you knew if they played that team in the next tournament, they'd just go and get revenge immediately and be right back on top.
And they had a bit of that hive mind Swedish element, the way that Fnatic had it in 2015, somewhere around there, right? It wasn't like there was a fixed strategy to it. It was just, oh, look, GetRight got 3 kills because he somehow managed to sneak all the way onto the opposite B site and then backstabbed everybody. And you could expect that every game. It was the meme where, oh, where's GetRight? Look behind you, because that's where he is. And 9 times out of 10, he was shooting you in the back. Forrest is Forrest. He could just do it all. He was a god. Freiburg, fearless. He had the trust of his teammates, the king of banana, coming up with the big plays, opening up bomb sites, taking over entire sections of the map. But what was great about that team was that you could always tell that it was like a brotherhood in that team.
In terms of how important NIP's era was, so I actually thought it really established CSGO as a game, because at the time it was considered an inferior game to CS Source and CS 1.6, and most people thought it was a joke. So I think actually to have some big legends from 1.6 come in, dominate the game immediately, therefore showing there's something to this game. There's a reason it's not just a different team winning every event. I think it actually legitimized the game, and then, even though they were very, very dominant, they were only dominant for the first couple of years. So then finally, once the game had built its way up, then other people got their chance and we got to have more of an open scene.
They were such a special team, and they had that magic around them.
You almost can't overstate how dominant they were.
It's been a shift since Forrest left the team. Of course, he had a big presence.
Forrest leaving NIP is a big deal, not only for us, but for all the fans, the organization, everything. It's going to be strange seeing Forrest on a server, not without the NIP tag, right? But at the same time, he was on Fnatic for a long while before that, and to me, when he joined NIP, he was like, he's Fnatic Forrest.
I think the kind of gap that Forrest leaves behind is one thing I think having a legendary player and one that was very, very good does for your team is even if they're not actually as good as they used to be, in the minds of the people playing with them, they still see the flashes of it, and that will give you confidence. Obviously, you'll think, I'm playing with one of the best players, I'm playing with a guy I looked up to before. And at this point in his career, Forrest can be a complementary player who also has big games and wins you matches. But if you're looking at those like key 1 and 2 big star players, I think those days are behind him at this point in time, and I don't think even he would say he's the best player in the world anymore. So he's in the right sort of team for him where it can kind of be about personality and the good old times. And I think if you're NIP, you're looking for one of these younger guys, now maybe with that room created, to become the new Forrest.
Definitely. I think the major took harder on me than I wanted to realize at first. The major was a real blowout for me individually, and I got a lot of flack from it, obviously for good reasons as well. And I've been just working hard to find back to the level that I know that I'm able to play at, and I just need to figure out how I can stabilize myself in my mind when it comes to playing those games so it doesn't get better on me. Even though I've been playing for 15 years, it still gets to me sometimes.
Yeah, it's gonna feel empty without Forrest on the server, since he was the last member of the legendary NIP team from before.
But that's done now. Well, now we have to see what this new NIP roster without any of the legends on it, what they're going to be capable of. So there's a lot riding on that. It's going to be very fun to see this new roster at work and see if they can live up to that pedigree.
Of course, sad that Forrest left us, but I think he had his reasons, and I think I wish him the well too. I'm really excited for us NIP for the new year.
Bringing Nawwk into the team was, for me, was quite a clear choice. He has been an up-and-coming player for a few years in Sweden.
We decided to pick Nawwk up since he had so much raw talent. He has been playing with Plopski before. Decided he's gonna have good chemistry, and Plopski said some good things about him. And of course, he's really talented, so that's the main reason we picked him up.
He's someone where, if you go back even a year and a half ago, the people who were playing in teams with him around that level in the Swedish scene basically didn't just say like, oh, he's going to be good. They were all saying like, this guy's definitely going to be really good. And in fact, like, he's better than some of the best players in Sweden now. I think he's the person where if they're going to become a good team, he'll be the guy who becomes one of the top players. And actually the idea of having a really good Swedish opera is pretty enticing because we haven't really had one from the Swedish scene.
I think that Nawwk replacing Forrest and going into a role of a secondary AWPer is quite a unique opportunity for him because he was doing the primary AWPing stuff in his old team. So this is going to be a bit of a teething period to see if he's going to be the main AWP over Twist or how things are going to work on out. I just think it's exciting to see him actually get to play against the caliber of tier 1 opponents and see if he actually has what it takes.
Because obviously they have none of the original members. I'm more interested to see what this team does now because actually they've got all this young talent in the squad.
Some of the players, if they've been around too long, it's kind of hard. Maybe they're in a bad habit. And it's really hard to change their habits.
The teams should fear us a bit now. I think we can do really good damage on our team, and we're all really motivated to go far.
I think with Threat joining as the coach, and obviously he was the coach of NIP in the past, first of all, if you wanted someone to try and figure out can any of these 5 do it, you'd want someone like Threat, who is one of the absolute best fundamental tactical and game leaders Sweden ever had.
What has been interesting for you developing this new NIP lineup?
I mean, the players now, they're way less experienced, of course, but still I think I can kind of make them into better players.
I think what Threat offers as a coach is very regimented, and he thinks about Counter-Strike a little bit differently. You know, he's always coming up with these new ideas of how to approach certain situations. So if he can have any new takes on the current meta to go against the Astralises of the world or the Liquids who are always trying to keep that wheel fresh, then it's going to make NIP more explosive and more unpredictable, which is what you need to be in Counter-Strike. You know, you don't want to be able to be read too easy, and if Threat can bring that, then that's a positive.
With the amount of skill that they've gotten, and crucially bringing back Threat as a coach, who I think is actually a very, very good coach, he's in theory got completely kind of fresh clay to mold there. So I could see him actually turning them in if he figures out the right style to like a much better team than they are now. Like maybe we could be talking about a team that's cracking top 6, top 7, which would be a step up from where they were most of last year.
So it's going to be a very new experience for me, but everyone seems just so hungry. So it's going to be really interesting in the beginning. It's a new lineup, a lot of the younger players.
I think the standout characteristic of NIP would actually just be skill. I think if you look at it, they've got basically all the best young talents with the exception of Brollan, who plays in Fnatic. They're actually all in NIP at the moment. Funnily enough, the two teams, NIP and Fnatic, kind of switched identities. It used to be NIP who held on to the great players that won them the championships in the past. That's kind of Fnatic's MO. Meanwhile, NIP now, it's all the young players. It's all people who haven't even been in NIP for a year, 2 years. They're not the original NIP. So I would say it's just the raw skill. They've actually got the potential.
This season, we're doing damage.
1-on-2, he won't expect this. That's an ace for Electro to keep NIP in the game.
I would describe my team as legendary. NIP name has been around for a very long time, and it has a lot of history, and it's a legendary name. Legendary.
Follow up here, Plopski. Nice triple. They can expect hunger and explosive game style.
Nawwk's gonna have to back off, and that's a good shot.
Down towards the ramp instead. He would have a good angle for it. Rez, here he is, yet another kill. He's fighting in the middle. Another headshot comes through.
The wildcard for us is probably gonna be Nawwk, I think.
He's just such a skilled player.
I think he's gonna turn the game around.
It's an M4 picked up on the ground, and an instant headshot from Nawwk. That's what they needed.
Twist. Underrated, and also he boosts the other players.
And Twist is very nervous. You can absolutely tell. Oh, he somehow gets it at the end. That's what he needed.
This season, we're the dark horse.
He does make the jumps down. He snuck around. Oh, just scoping up behind him, and Twist is gone.
Our expectations for the team this upcoming season is that we want to make it to the top 4 and be consistently there.